Basically, my dentistry had become a nightmare. I'd owned the practice for 30 years or so, but the last 5, 6, 7 years of it, it became almost impossible to run the practice. I hated dentistry. I'd got to the point, the administration was too much. I was becoming less and less of a clinician and more of an administrator, and it got to the point that I couldn't wait to retire. And I looked for a way out. Simple as that, really. Dentistry had become not fun anymore. Started to look around at the alternatives, considered selling the practice to an individual, to various ways out like that. Then I looked down the corporate route. I was warned against that by everybody and their mother. They all said, don't go anywhere near the corporates. But I eventually decided to go along with IDH, and it's been the best thing I've ever done. I now love my dentistry. My contract with IDH finishes next week. I could retire next week if I wanted, but I have agreed and have in fact asked to stay on. I'm enjoying dentistry again. I'm now doing dentistry and not administration. I can't believe the change around. It's been absolutely incredible. I found IDH to be extremely professional, a good company to work with, and I would certainly recommend them to anybody. They give you every opportunity to discuss things. They work very, very closely with you, both before and afterwards. They are still 2 years down the line working with us to this day. It is very professionally run, very professional indeed. You turn up in the morning, you do your work and you go home at night, and you do not worry about running the practice. It is all completely and utterly taken off your plate. It's absolutely fantastic. You're a dentist again. You do what you trained for. You just got to embrace it and go with the flow. It's fantastic. Whereas before, I was coming in the morning, having spent half the night sort of worrying about running the practice, worrying about CQC inspections, worrying about running the staff, changing, just an unbelievable amount of background work you had to do. None of that I now have to do. I just turn up and do my dentistry. It's absolutely wonderful. IDH will let you have any amount of input that you want. You can have as little or as much work within the management as you like. Obviously, the final decision is IDH's, but they are very, very keen to get your input, especially if it's been your practice. They're always coming asking, how can we improve your practice? What can we do to make your life better working in this practice? So then it's up to me to either ignore the question and go home, or sit down and do some work with them. From that point of view, it's great. You've still got that, but you're not spending the money, which is and you're not lying awake at night worrying about it. The patients initially were quite concerned about it all, but that was down to the fact that it wasn't going to be me in control anymore. But once they saw that I was staying in the practice, the patients have been very, very supportive. They love all the modernisation of the practice. They love the way things seem to, it breaks my heart to say it, but work better than it did when I owned it. Well, since IDH took over the practice, there's been a massive investment in the practice. We now have incorporated 2 other practices into the same site. An incredible amount of money has been spent. We have in-house specialists. It's a nice environment to work in, and goodness knows how much money they must have spent, but I'm glad it wasn't me spending it. I found certainly that it's easy. It really is easy, and you might find you enjoy your dentistry again.